You're what up? What up? What up? Check, check, check. Yo,
Dude.
what's good, bro?
Oh, I'm about to, yeah, you kind of scared me for a second there, bro. I was like,
Right.
wait, do I got the right time here?
Not you right on time. You know
Oh,
what I'm saying?
true.
But yeah, for those that are watching live, just gonna discuss Cobra Kai. Got kind of a format I want to do. Don't want to spend too much time, because I got a bunch of other stuff to prep and whatnot. So I got some other
True,
people
true,
coming in, so we'll see how it goes. Um,
true, true. All right.
yes,
Hey,
how
yo,
you been?
China, let me holler at you later, man. All right, yeah, cousin China on the phone. Yeah. Oh,
So how you been,
man.
bro? How's your weekend?
Everything is everything, man. Same shit, different toilet.
I feel
I
you,
would,
feel
I
you.
would, I would complain, but who would listen,
Terry
right?
Silver is the greatest comic book show TV villain. Cobra Kai is basically a superhero movie. Kind of, yeah.
hmm
I see
Yeah,
Tony in
well,
here.
shit, he was the best thing about Karate Kid 3. Even though the movie sucked, but he was the best part of it.
Right.
Mm.
Get PB in here.
You said 8:05, you son of a bitch.
Hey, that gives a give. That's for the people.
Oh, that's for the people. Am I not a person?
It's kind of
That's a
you are
good
Ginger.
as a person.
Oh, fair play.
How you been, PB?
Oh,
Long
pretty
time no
good.
see.
Yeah, I gotta hit mute for a second here so I can move my microphone closer to my face, or else it'll make a bunch of terrible noises that nobody will appreciate.
That's true. So, like I was telling Rashad, I got kind of a format that I want to go by. See how it goes. Then we get the fuck up out of here.
I love formats.
Yeah.
Yeah, formats are good.
It keeps people like General Zod in their place so they don't just go rambling on and on and on about something you're not even talking about.
He probably
uh,
doesn't even know I'm live right now.
No, he's at
oh.
work.
Shaking
Did you
my hand.
ask him? I mean, we
Yes.
talked about it last night because he goes, I'm doing another show tomorrow night. And I was like, what time are you doing a show tomorrow night? Because we got that Cobra Kai stream at 8 o'clock our time. And he was like, oh, it'll be the normal time, midnight. I was like, 4 hours should be plenty to talk about Cobra Kai. But now he's not even fucking here.
Uh-oh.
It's all good. Like I said, whoever shows up, shows up.
Yeah, but
Saying
I feel like you need to switch the layout between the three of us so that we can see more of your handle at the bottom of the screen here.
that's true.
Carrie Underwood is you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, can't wait till we get on that one.
So
Carrie,
when you
speaking
sent
Underwood.
that tweet out, what would that have been, like a week and a half ago at this point, or a week ago, right?
Something like that.
Right. I was like, what the fuck is this guy talking about? And then what is that? It's episode 9, right?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, episode 9. She walks out or the guy introduces her, says her name or whatever, and I was like, oh, this is what he's talking about. So I was wondering, like, did they contact her and say, hey, we want to use your song in the show? And she goes, I'll give you the song for free. I just want to be in a scene. I love Cobra Kai.
I think there was a little bit of both. I think she was definitely a fan of the show. And
Yeah.
but that song was originally by Survivor, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, okay.
That was from the original Karate Kid soundtrack. So that's Survivor's song, but that was just her rendition of it. But I'm like, no, you do a country version of Moment of Truth. No, that was just all kinds of wrong.
Yeah, that was definitely one of my negatives, when they were doing the whole montage and then we hear Carrie
Yeah.
Underwood. I was like, bro, you could have put some epic music. Carrie
Dog,
Underwood.
if you watch any movie from the 80s, man, when they had a fight montage, even a movie like Over the Top, which is about arm wrestling, you know what I'm saying, which has got to be like the lamest sport ever, but when they put that song in there, Winner Takes It All, it just amped the scene up. That's
Right,
like 80s montage 101. You don't put Carrie Underwood in there. It's the moment of truth. You're giving it all.
That's just terrible.
What the fuck?
They passed Carrie a bone. She looked good. I was
Oh,
just like, yo, I haven't seen her since
Oh,
American Idol.
Oh man,
Yeah.
I see her every Sunday night. That's the only day of the week that she works.
Hilarious.
You're not a football fan. You don't get it.
I don't.
Uh-oh.
She sings the intro song for Sunday Night Football.
Locals.
That's right. That's right. She does. Yeah.
So I
Yep.
see her every Sunday. Well, at least
Yeah.
during football season.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see where everybody else is at. Give me a second.
Oh, I will give you multiple seconds. You have all the seconds that you need, guy. It's fine.
Well,
It's
listen,
fine.
while you wait, I'm gonna listen to "Moment of Truth" again by Carrie Underwood.
I mean, did she bring it out as a single? Like, could I go to the App Store or whatever the fuck they get music on their iPhones and just download the motherfucker?
That's a good question. I don't probably.
'Cause I
What's
feel
the
like
question?
if she put that if she put the song out as a single that she did on Cobra Kai.
I think it's a part of the soundtrack and stuff. They did like a 2-part soundtrack. So.
Mhm.
I'm surprised that she didn't put it out by herself. Be like, yeah, I can make a little penny off of this too.
But it was funny that they're getting the crowd all hyped. That like everybody was like, "Oh, this is a select," just gassing up Carrie. And then once they announced, I was like, "What?" That was like a Ralph Boner moment.
Ah,
Hey, I guess because it's a small town, they don't have celebrities come through there often, so that's almost like
I mean-
my little small neighborhood. They say, "Hey, Carrie Underwood's performing at this school gymnasium." Oh shit!
no,
Don't
that's
nobody
true.
say it.
If somebody like that came to my area, which is the middle of nowhere in the woods,
Right?
if they came here, I'd be like, well, I don't even really like country music. In fact, I hate country music. I'll go check it out.
yeah. Just the fact there's celebrities there, it's like, oh shit. That's like I remember
Right, like-
I went to that Up in Smoke tour back in like '99, and mind you, I wasn't like a big Eminem fan at all. I was like, man, fuck Eminem. But when he came on stage, just the fact that I was there when he came on stage, look, I was acting like a little groupie. I'm singing along to the songs and shit. I'm like, oh shit, Eminem.
That's
Now, typically, the celebrities, I have to put that in air quotes, celebrities in my area are just former Packer players. That's the majority of our celebrities. You don't get a whole lot of people.
Though.
Right, they just have the best record in the entire NFL.
I don't care.
Oh shit.
And the most championships of all time. But yeah, suck. I feel like you don't know what the word means. Like, they're not a Hoover.
Oh wait, the Packers got the most Super Bowls ever?
We had the most championships, not
the
the
most.
most
Okay,
Super
so not
Bowls.
included. Okay, got you. Okay.
Because what? Bart Starr won 2 Super Bowls, but he won 5 NFL championships.
5 championships. Okay.
So he's the only quarterback out there that has 5 world championships.
Damn.
Interesting.
Yeah, but I know as far as players go, I think Brady has like what 6 or 7 Super Bowls. I know he passed Montana.
Oh yeah, he's at. I'm pretty sure that he won 7.
Mm-hmm.
That sound right? Because what the hell, the Patriots?
Well, he won 5 with New England, I believe. No, I think he won 6 with New England, and then he won 1 with the Bucks. So I think he's got 7 now.
It's either 6 or 7. Now I have to look it up because I feel stupid that I just don't have that information off the top of my head. Like, that's something that I, as a football fan, should know.
Well, it should have been 9, but of course, my New York Football Giants stopped that.
Oh my gosh, me and my mother were talking about what they're going to call the Washington football team next year. And she goes, how about they call them the Nationals? Oh, wait, they can't do that because there's already a Washington Nationals. And I turned to her and I go, that doesn't matter. I was like, did you ever wonder why they're called the New York Football Giants? And she goes, no, I never wondered that. And I was like, I'll tell you why. So that I had to explain it to her. I was like, the San Francisco Giants used to be in New York, so they had baseball giants and football giants. Right. So it doesn't fucking matter. You use whatever fucking name you want. I said they should call them the Washington Sentinels and then change their colors to the same colors that they had in the replacements.
Interesting.
Okay.
I love it.
I think that'd be dope to see it. The Sentinels is a badass name.
It is. I mean, my original solution was keep everything the same and change the mascot, because that's what everybody's problem is that the Redskin is an Indian. And I was like, okay. So I heard somebody on the radio when they were talking, like when it initially all fucking happened, and he goes, well, why don't they just change the mascot from this Indian chief head or whatever the hell it's supposed to be to a Redskin potato. Then they can still be the Washington Redskins. Boom, potato on the helmet.
Oh, look who it is.
Oh, shit.
Holy shit.
Hello.
Sensei Zod.
Sensei Zod.
That's true. It's true.
I had to get
Yes,
Zod on
he
here
says-
because he's a he's a self-proclaimed karate instructor supposedly. So that's why I got him.
Did you not watch my old videos, literally from my dojo, with the Kreese cricket?
What?
Because that cricket had no mercy on the fucking audio.
Oh, wow.
It's true.
Yeah.
It's the loudest fucking insect I've heard in my entire life.
So let's get into it. Let's not wasting no more time.
All right.
Yeah, we wasted enough time. We're good. We're good. We got some people here watching. What's up, Tony? What's up, Aubrey? I can't pronounce the other word, but hello,
He's just
other
loco.
person. Isla Locos?
Just call locos.
Just call them locos. Okay, fair enough.
But yeah, so like I said, I don't want to go too long. So I want to get some rest so I can get these reviews out tomorrow. We got Attack on Titan coming back, so AOT Sundays have returned. Can't wait. It's gonna break the internet.
Nice.
Yes. So
I ain't got shit to talk about, to be honest with you. As far as like my channel is, hey, this is January, man. So there's like no movies that I'm looking forward to seeing. I did a retro review for the Mac, and that was it because Max Julian passed away, and Sidney Poitier just passed. So I don't know. I might review one of his throwback joints, but yeah,
that'd be dope.
There's one movie that I'm looking forward to seeing in January, and it's only because I didn't see it when it initially came out, and it's not because it's spectacular, but it's because of what everybody said about it. No, it comes out on Disney Plus on January 12th. Eternals.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah. I still haven't seen it yet. Yeah,
I haven't seen it yet either. And every single person, every single one, including Perp and Zod, have told me that this movie is no good. So I am definitely looking forward to seeing the horribleness.
I guarantee you're gonna fall asleep in the first hour.
Oh, son of a bitch.
Yeah.
I heard Disney's even pushing
watch
Oscar
it after working.
Damn. Well, Disney's actually pushing it for an Oscar contender for Best Picture.
What?
Yeah. I literally just read that.
Here.
Yeah, I read that yesterday. They said Disney's pushing for the Eternals for Best Picture now.
They want Spider-Man also.
Yeah. Spider-Man. They pushed for Scarlett Johansson to be for Best Actress for Black Widow.
Oh my fucking God. No, stop, Reza.
Yeah.
Please, stop. I can't.
So I was gonna start off is I just want to get people's overall thoughts of this season going into it. Starting with Rashad, how do you feel about this going into the season? Were you hyped? Were you like kind of nervous?
Oh, well, I think I messed myself up, man, because I came into this with a lot of anticipation because of how season 3 ended. So I think I set the bar a little too high. I set my expectations a little too high. So when season 4 dropped, I was loving the first 4 episodes. I was like, holy shit, this is like amazing. And then kind of slowed down a little bit. And then it kind of just like abruptly went to the All Valley. Then Carrie Underwood happened. So when it was over with, I felt just a little underwhelmed, but I did enjoy it the second time watching. I rewatched the whole season like 3 times now. Each time I liked it better, but the first time I wasn't overly impressed. I think I gave it like a B+ on my review. First time around watching it, but now I bump it up to an A. It's not my favorite season, but I dug it though. It was a lot of great moments.
Watching it a second time definitely like those moments hit differently because now you know what's coming, and there's some things I missed the first time around and stuff like that. So it's always good to watch it a second time.
Thanks.
But I like how overall ended. It was kind of unexpected. I didn't expect to see Robby and Hawk go at it and whatnot.
Yeah,
that was dope.
Oh yeah, I think that was the best fight of like any Cobra Kai Karate Kid fight, man. That Hawk and Robby fight was like that was the illest.
Okay.
That shit had me like I was standing up, I was cheering, I was like bobbing and weaving and moving with them. I'm like, you know what I'm saying? I was watching like it was a real fight.
We're gonna get into Kenny very shortly, but PB, what's your thoughts going into it?
Going into the season, I was a little nervous. I was probably more nervous than I was hyped because I thought, okay, the story at this point, at least from my perspective, had only gotten better. Did it peak and now we're going to be on the downslide and things aren't going to be at the caliber that they were before? And I was wrong. I mean, this quite possibly is my favorite season. There's only one major thing that rubs me the wrong way, and it's the character flip between Silver and Kreese. It made absolutely no sense to me, and it happened way too fast. That seems like something that should take definitely more than a season, especially with where they started.
Hmm. I would say they eased into it. If you rewatch it a second time, like you'll pick up on things like just them building that up slowly and then hitting you at the end with it. Um, Zod.
No, when
Oh
I
boy,
mean,
well,
when I mean, hold on. Before we get there, when I mean the character flip, I just meant their stances, not on him like taking
Mhm.
over for him per se. Because the whole time it was Silver saying, "We got to focus here, we got to focus here," and Kreese is like, "We got to hit him back," and then all of a sudden it flipped when he beat up Johnny.
Okay. Zod.
well, so as normal, I'm gonna have a pretty hot take here.
Oh,
Um,
Oh boy, this is trash take. No, this
uh,
Nicolas Cage show it's a F minus.
look, Pig was hyped. I swear to God, if something like the Eternals gets a fucking Oscar over Pig, I'm gonna fucking burn that place to the ground. But anyways, no, because you're telling me the fucking Eternals deserve anything. Clearly that shit's all rigged. But it's who has the most money, anyways. I was initially hyped. Not gonna lie, you guys have been on my channel. Me and Justin are the biggest fucking shills for this show ever. So when I say what I'm about to say, it's out of a place of love, and I don't everyone flame me at once. But it's just because
You're
I
wrong.
deep dive into this, and I watched this 3 times to get a feel. Because I like to watch things at threes. So
I watched it
like
more
you guys.
than you. I'm an expert.
No, I just like to get a feel to make sure before I make a critique that I didn't miss anything. And going back through it made more sense. But I do have a huge issue with the ending, and I side with PB and Perp. I understand what you're saying with the setup, but I just feel like the episode count doesn't properly do justice to the flip with Silver. It was very abrupt. The beginning flip was abrupt, and the end flip was very abrupt. And I feel as if there is like
I don't
an
know about that.
episode or two. I feel like there's an episode or two missing to properly flesh out how Silver would make a quick turn, because it's very strongly implied in the original Karate Kids that drugs were involved. So okay, that makes sense for him being cartoonish and outlandish. And to be fair to Terry Silver, he's probably one of my favorite elements in this season. But the turn is so astonishingly fast and really does not make much sense. Like, I get what you're saying, Perp. I could see where he was manipulating. It's very clear. Like, they convey it very clear. But it's like, dude has a hot ass wife and is rich beyond belief. And they even make a comment on it, like, I terrorized a high schooler, for God's sakes. That
Doing
funny
coke.
talk. I mean, yeah, like for me, the flip of his character in particular and what they did with Kreese felt like the writers didn't know what to do with the characters, and they wanted to make Silver the lead, so they flipped it super quick without any thought behind how they were going to execute it. It just, in a show that does so many things well, it's really jarring when they do something that feels rushed and very noticeable. And it felt like a turn that they wanted to do right away, but didn't know how to execute it in this season. So they they just did it anyways. And that's my really own gripe. And of course, Carrie fucking Underwood. Why,
Carrie
guys?
fucking Underwood.
Carrie fucking Underwood. Did we look? She's hot. She's a great singer.
Yes.
Whatever.
Yes.
I mean, I don't mind visually looking at her. But dude, how long? She sings a whole fucking song, and it's like, come
like
on,
they
guys.
were only showing her on the screen. Like they were doing the whole montage in between showing her legs.
But I mean, come on, PB.
Yeah,
Like the
I hated
whole
that.
song. The whole song in like 20, 30-minute episodes, a whole 5 minutes of Carrie Underwood singing.
No,
Do we really need that?
I'm inclined to agree with you because if they would have did the same setup where they're panning back to Carrie Underwood to sing for 10 seconds and then showing the Johnny Lawrence training montage, which might be the greatest scene of the season.
That would have been great.
That's the best scene of the season.
True.
No, I would have been pissed if they would have been cutting out some of his montage just to show her.
Right.
His montage was epic.
Yeah,
can I say something about? Can I say something about the old Terry Silver thing? Okay, I will agree that I feel like there was probably an episode or two missing, like especially when it goes from Terry beating the hell out of Stingray to now it goes right to the All Valley. Like, wait a minute, why do I feel like there's an episode missing? But I feel like with Terry's character, he's already unhinged. He's crazy. He had to get therapy for years to suppress that devil that's inside of him. And it took Kreese to bring back the past and the whole thing about saving him in Vietnam to bring him back to what he always was. And that's a psychotic ass motherfucker. You know, so I don't feel like the turn was abrupt at all because it's always been there. You know, and like you said, everybody has a weakness. And the whole time he was trying to search for Kreese's weakness because Kreese has always been his weakness. And it's like, I have to find a way to, and when he discovered it was Johnny Lawrence, okay, there we go. There we go. So it was really calculated how he did it. So it wasn't abrupt. I mean, to me, that's how I took it. I feel like that was always a plan for him to, you know what I'm saying, to take it from, because him and Kreese never saw eye to eye from the beginning.
So
you know what I'm
my
saying?
question is, was the, let's call it, first half of the season when Terry was almost constantly saying, we got to focus on the tournament, was that just him throwing Kreese off so that he could do this shady shit in the background?
No, I feel like that's what his focus really was. But when Kreese wasn't on board with him, it's like, okay, well, you know, this dojo's not big enough for the both of us. You know what I'm saying? So I got to do something now to kind of get you out of the picture. When he found out when Kreese wasn't on board, especially when Kreese stepped to him, it was like, hey, you better, you know, get back in line, or else, you know, that whole speech about stepping on a mine and blowing up, and, you know, if it wasn't for me, you'd be in a fucking cage, you know, pissing yourself. Right. And that was the moment where he said, okay, I gotta get Kreese out of here.
Not like I understood
But hold on, Zach, because I want to get Guru's thoughts. He just came in. So Guru, like, what's your thought? What was your thought process going into the season, and how did it kind of like did it meet your expectations?
Yes, what's up, y'all?
What's good?
B, Zod, and B. Did it meet my expectations? It exceeded expectations.
Yes.
Real, definitely. My concern was I thought they was going to stretch out the All Valley. I thought the All Valley would be a two season sort of thing, and we wouldn't get the fights we got at this season until the end of next season. So that was my biggest concern going into this season. But once I seen the entire arc of every character, and it kind of ended with the All Valley in season 4, that kind of is part of the reason why it met and exceeded my expectations. So I'll say definitely it exceeded my expectation. I didn't go in with low expectations. I just thought that they would try to milk it. And I'm like, just please don't milk it. Just please finish off with the things that you've established between season 2 and season 3. Going into the season 4, please finish those things off and don't try to milk that for 2 more years.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, because I've been watching a lot of interviews and stuff, even with the creators and stuff, and they've been always talking about just taking their time with certain things and get new ideas here and there. So they definitely have an end game. So we'll see where they go with it. So wanted to break this up into characters. I picked like
Ooh.
10. And we could just like
Ooh,
kind of have
fancy.
the discussion like that. So I split it up. We're gonna start with the kids. You know what I'm saying? So starting with the new character, I'm gonna start with Rashad. How do you feel about Kenny as a whole?
Kenny as a whole, I thought worked. I mean, it was. I mean, you can kind of see where they were going with that, though. He was going to be the bully kid, and he was going to learn karate and get back at the bully. This classic shit that we've seen. But he was working my nerves at first, though, because he was just a little too scary. Like every time you see him, he was frantic and jumping and oh god, I'm I gotta run. I'm like, dude. I mean, okay, I was never the toughest kid myself, but I had some balls, man. Like, I mean, I take an ass whooping every now and then, but I put my dukes up and try to fight at least. Hell, Daniel in the first movie, Daniel didn't know how to fight, but Daniel caught Johnny with that sucker punch on the beach. At least he stood up for himself. Kenny was a bitch at first.
Yeah, and I've always said like, this generation of bullies is completely different than that we see in like a Stephen King movie or like
right.
them old chicks. You know what I'm saying? They pretty much
mean
look
a
like
quality
dweebs.
bully?
Yeah, quality bully.
But
They're
yeah,
not
I
quality
think
anymore.
but
They're trash.
Kenny,
It
he
took
worked though. I think he worked as a character.
Okay.
it took 4 people to bully him.
PB.
Oh, I thought Kenny was great. I feel like he's going to be Terry's protege.
That's what it seemed like. Yeah.
He's going to have some big blow up with Robby too, because they
I
already
think-
set that up.
I think the next time you see Kenny, he's gonna have a growth spurt.
Yeah.
Ooh. Well, that'll be
Yeah.
interesting to see.
Kind
if he
of
ends
like
up
Anthony
being the
LaRusso.
biggest guy.
Yeah, he grew low. Like, that shit was funny when Johnny's like, "Yo, you grew legs."
No, he said, "Would you switch to Whopper Juniors?" He said, "It's called a growth spurt."
It was funny as fuck.
Oh fuck.
So that's it.
Oh yeah, I mean, I don't have a
Okay,
whole lot to say about him other than I enjoyed pretty much every scene that he was a part of.
Mr. Zod.
Oh, I've got a ton to say about
Holy
Kenny.
Careful now.
He is the most original character that the show has had, and great fucking job. And I disagree with Rashad being from New York and being bullied myself when I was a youngster before I started using my martial arts. I totally felt this arc, especially from where he started, because I felt that feeling, and I've done it myself, not too proud to admit, where there's 4 dudes and just you, and you don't have that experience. You've never been in a fight, and your first instinct is just to book it. And 9 out of 10 times, anybody in the chat, you could chime in. There's been some things where sometimes where you just fucking run. I mean, we're not proud to say it. It's not like a snowflake thing. So I don't think I'll be like, oh, you should run and not fight and all that pansy bullshit. But I'm saying when you're that young, your first go-to instinct, if you've never been trained to stand and fight, is to run. Even with having Momzad, who said, whoop their ass or don't come home, I still had the fights where I fled. And I think that's why I connected a lot with Kenny. And I like his evolution, because then it shows when you have power and you become the very thing that you were fighting. And I thought it was very well done. Great writing. A really good arc. My only complaint is maybe shorten a couple of the scenes to give more characters time. But it was a good story, and I really connected with it. Great job.
Okay. Now I understand what you're saying about the 4-to-1 and running, but I'm saying even when Robby was training him, like all Robby did was take a step towards him. He's all, I'm like, dude, he hasn't even touched you.
Yeah, but I mean, come on, look at how big Robby is. If Robby in real life came at me like that, I'd kind of be like, yo, I see you on Cobra Kai, man. Like, maybe I can.
Okay, is it just me, or I think all of the people on this show are small people. Like they got the they got the one big black kid, and that's it. No, look, compare him to that other big black kid that's in Miyagi-Do. That's a big kid. Robby is
Okay,
at
that's
best
fair.
normal size.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like for
people,
that
you
age,
got
for that age, because he's still
Right, for
like
that
like
age.
seniors.
Mhm.
But in reality, he's older than that, which means he's not going to grow anymore.
Mhm.
I mean, that's a fair point. But to be
Whereas
fair, too,
Kenny-
Robby is.
Kenny could grow another 1.5 feet. We don't know.
Yeah,
Right,
Yeah,
right.
but Kenny
definitely.
is short and skinny as shit.
That's what I'm saying. He could end
Like,
up
I
being like
understand, like-
7'1".
But I mean, but hey, but you never had old, like, okay, I have a lot of older cousins and they were a lot bigger than me, and though I could not beat them, but they would pound the shit out of me. But listen, I stood my ground. No, I mean, I
Right.
took some L's, took a couple of body slams, suplexes, Cobra clutch and whatnot. But listen, I tried to fight their ass with everything I had.
Then you went through your growth spurt, and then they stopped fucking with you.
Yeah, exactly. Well, once I started playing football, lifted a little bit of weights, and you know that kind of stopped. But yeah, like and
Okay.
even if I could have beat you, like I picked something up. If you was bigger than me, like I picked up a bat or a brick or whatever I can get my hands on.
Right.
Shit.
Okay, so Guru, because me and Guru has always been talking about this, like, yo, they need to just go sign him to play Miles Morales, like ASAP. Like, I think he'd be a
Kenny?
perfect,
Dope.
yeah.
Dope.
But what's your thoughts on Kenny, Guru?
He looked just like Miles Morales, and to the point of him being kind of scary at first, or kind of bitch made, as we would say. It was a little bit overdone, so I kind of agree with you, Rashad. But I think what it does ultimately is it shows the distance that he traveled in his character arc, right?
Mm-hmm.
So they made him a little extra more bitch made at the beginning, just to make him a little more menacing at the end, right? Kind of when he went too far with your boy and had him all by the face, talking about, yeah, I'm gonna see you next year, and high school's gonna be hell. So it kind of just extended the arc, right? So it kind of works. It just kind of extends the arc a little bit.
Right.
But they did kind of lay on it heavy that he was just ultimately weak. But my favorite thing about Kenny is that it provided one of the best moments of the entire season for me. And that's when I found out his big brother was the prison dude from last season.
Yeah,
And
Sean.
that was
bro,
good.
when I seen that shit, I said, that's his fucking, because they set it up between the dad and, you know, they was like, oh, you know, you don't want to end up like your brother and all this shit.
You the man of the house.
Brother.
Wait,
Man,
who's
when they
his brother?
showed Sean, I fell out my fucking seat. I said,
It's Sean from when Robby was locked up in season 3.
Yeah, the guy was whipping Robbie's ass for a minute. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that was crazy. I was like, oh shit.
Yeah, that was one of the best fucking moments. And it kind of came early. What was that, like episode 2? They did that reveal, maybe 3, episode 2, episode 3. So it kind of was one of the most, like, the early moments of the show. And when I seen that, I said, "Oh, we in for a good one here."
I was wishing they would have showed him again. I wish we could have seen Sean again, like after Kenny's progression to being a badass. Like, hey, bro, you know, I'm a different dude now.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying, Robby took me under his wing, and you know, I'm not that same scary kid.
I think we're gonna get that in season 5 because you remember when Robby's like, "Oh, is he out yet?" No, he's like, he has to stay in another month and stuff. So he's definitely gonna join up with Cobra Kai. So moving on to Samantha, and I feel like she was on demon time this whole entire season. She just turned like, I don't know. I kind of want to see her go to the dark side. But Rashad, how do you feel about Sam this whole entire season?
I dug Sam this season more, even though she was more of a bitch this season. But I like that edge. I like the heel turn, you know, because some people work better as a heel than a face, and they try to make Sam a baby face for 3 seasons and it didn't work. So now they're testing the waters to see how she works as a heel, and I like Sam with edge, you know, and I like how she's gravitated more towards Johnny and Eagle Fang and doing the more aggressive side of karate, where even Tori's looking at her like, okay, this bitch is she's not the same girl I tried to bully last season. So yeah, I didn't mind Sam this season.
Okay,
I thought it kind of worked.
Okay, PB.
She is the embodiment of Eagle Fang.
Yeah,
like she needs to switch and just go over there. Like you trained with this ridiculous let's sit on the floor and breathe guy for long enough. Let's go on a roof and not be a pussy.
All right. Zad?
So you guys know I'm a villain. I fucking have hated this bitch since season 1. But I've been Team Tori since the fucking introduction. Fuck her. I hate everything about this fucking character. And I don't think heel turning her was much of a switch, because if you look at every fucking season, despite the fucking negative comments I got, fuck all of you, I knew from the very beginning she was a fucking villain, because she fucking starts shit. Okay, all right, playing two guys against each other, typical high school bullshit. Like, I can't decide. Oh, I love Miguel. I love Robby. Oh, I'm back with Miguel. Fuck you, bitch. Okay, you started that whole fucking rivalry in season 2, and people shower her like she's this fucking bastion of fucking white light. Fuck her. I think she shouldn't even fucking do martial arts. And I would be happy if she would have got the Miguel treatment from season 2. Personally.
Ooh, ouch.
Hold on.
Like I
Zod, hold on. You got like some pop and come back in.
Did you hear me?
Just pop out and pop back in.
All right.
All right. True. It's still there.
Oh,
Y'all hear that?
Stuff out.
Yeah, it was popping some. It's
Hold
probably
on.
just his mic need to kind of being aggressive on the mosaic.
Well, I tell you, I take it Zod doesn't care for Sam too much.
Holy fucking shit! I didn't see that coming. My God,
Yeah,
the vitriol is real.
Yeah.
Hold on. Yeah,
Hey,
I'm gonna pop y'all out and pop you guys back in. See if that
All right.
fixes it.
Bye.
All right. So let's see. Technical difficulties. Pop in. Rashad.
you.
Okay. PB.
Yo.
Zod.
Yo.
All right. I don't know what the fuck that was. It like fucked me up, but
Weird.
you got your point across, Zod?
Yeah. I've been look. I'm sorry. This is one of my long-winded rants, but I've been fuck this bitch for fucking 3 fucking seasons. I felt like they've not known what to do with her, and like they wanted to play her as a straight lace. And personally, I don't think she works as anything. I fucking hate her, and they should give her the Miguel treatment. That's just my personal feeling. Fuck this character. She's the worst. And she's everything I hate about Daniel LaRusso, because I've always said Johnny Lawrence is really the hero of the Karate Kid, and I'll die on that fucking hill. So, fuck the LaRussos in general.
Okay, so all right, Guru, what's your thoughts on Sam this season?
Yeah, I mean, Zod came in hot, but I didn't hear nothing I could disagree with. I didn't hear nothing wrong about what he said. But you know, I think this year, you know, I kind of agree with Rashad again in a bit that the heel turn actually, I do believe that works for her. I do believe she's also the embodiment of Eagle Fang too. That's a great point, because I think that Miyagi-Do shit, and she showed it this season, is like, that's not gonna work for me. Like, I'm sorry, Dad. Like, I trained in lessons and shit, but I need something more aggressive. You know what I mean? And I think giving her that Eagle Fang training and making her more of a badass kind of brought her into some independence this year, which was a great arc for her. Like, that they took her from being daddy's little girl to being a more independent woman. Now, is she more bitchy towards Lori and things of that nature? Yes. And you can choose to like or dislike that. But I think ultimately she fit well inside the story, because she actually grew from the girl that we seen in season 1, 2, and 3 into a different version of herself. So I enjoyed Sam this season. I can't say I enjoyed her, but I think
you was able to tolerate her more.
Yeah, she was more interesting. She was finally more interesting. My favorite scene of her is when she decided to jump over the roof, and she was seeing her text from her dad, and she was like, "Man, fuck this shit. Like, I ain't, like, fuck all this bullshit. Fuck this dad. Fuck this Miyagi-Do. Like, I ain't no bitch. Like, I'm tired of being scared." So she jumped over the roof. But remember, she suffered from a lot of that shit last season, kind of being scared of Tori and running from her and fucking looking at her scar and thinking down on herself. So she needs Eagle Fang like more than anything because she needs that for her psyche. I actually like
Facts.
that element.
Facts.
Okay. Next up, speaking of Tori, Rashad, what's your thoughts on Tori and what they did with her this season?
Tori, she was definitely more. They made her more sympathetic this season. Like last season, she was just the devil, man. She was just evil. You know, she was like full Sith fucking apprentice. You know what I mean? But this time around, you know, you really see that there's like everything that she's dealing with is coming down on her, and it's like she's to the place now where she's just tired and she just wants to get her life back on track. So while Sam is doing this heel turn and trying to be a badass, Tori's just trying to get her life back on track. And so it made it easier to root for her. You know what I mean? So when it came down to that final fight, yeah, I was Team Tori all the way. Like I wanted Tori definitely to win that fight. You know what I mean?
Okay.
I felt bad for her. And I even the whole thing with her and Amanda, I like because Tori like has no mother figure. You know what I'm saying? And I think she looked at Amanda as a mother figure, which is kind of awkward because this is a mother of your fucking rival. But I did like that whole dynamic of, okay, I need somebody in my corner to help me out. And so, yeah, Tori, yeah, I like Tori this season.
Okay. PB?
So the longest episode of the season, I don't know if it's actually the longest episode, but it's the one that took me the longest to watch, was the prom episode. Her walking in that leopard dress. I was like, what in the fuck is happening here? I was like, wait a second. To the internet. Okay, she's 23. You're not a creep. Scared there for a moment. I was like, holy fucking shit, man. They got fucking people like this walking into prom. I was like, you are an old man. Shut up.
Right. Yeah, it definitely shows that this is a more mature season compared to other ones and stuff. Like kids are about to go to college.
In the pool? Oh my god.
Okay.
Anyway,
yeah,
it was. She might have had the most interesting character turn during the season because I didn't see it going as far as it did. Because she seems like, at least out of everybody on the screen right now, she has the most sympathy coming towards her way, and she's a fucking champion.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's a weird dichotomy to have, that you're the champion and you're receiving the most sympathy.
Okay. That's it?
Yeah.
All right, Zod?
Well, I'm not coming in hot on this one. I'm coming in.
No, she came in hot.
Yeah, she was too fucking hot. Look here. Tori has been my fucking girl since she got introduced. And I told everyone. They were like, Tori's a bitch. Tori's the devil. Like Rajat just quoted. And I said, there is fucking layers to her. There's a reason why she's such a bitch. And it was highlighted. Like, I can't believe people seem to skim over in season, I think it was, 3 or 2, when that creepy ass guy who's trying to evict them was hitting on her and Kreese came and fucked him up. Like, she already had the layers there, and there was a reason why she connected with the people that she does. And, like, look here, another point to Sam. Sam stole her fucking man, okay? And like, everybody gives her a pass. Oh, she had PTSD. Well, the bitch played 2 guys against each other, stole her man in front of her. And I mean, so yeah, any chick would go crazy. Like, tell me one woman who doesn't get her man stolen that ain't going to go and fucking key a car. I mean, granted, she started a school fight, but still, that ain't above the possibilities. So to see her get redemption and people actually acknowledging, like, oh, yeah, maybe she's got a rough life. No shit. She's on her own. She's with a single parent. Like, her whole arc since the beginning has connected the most with me. So I feel like she had an amazing arc. I've always thought that she is gonna be, my prediction is she's gonna be the fucking hero and bridge the gap between both these rivalries. I'm gonna call it now. I think that's what it's gonna come down to. And I think it's gonna come down to them being able to make up for both of the schools to join. That's just my hunch based on what we got this season.
Whoa. I feel like you got a better chance of her and Kreese starting a new dojo than her doing that.
That'd be interesting.
Oh, I call it. I think because she's in with the LaRussos, she's going to be part of the bridge to get everybody together. That I'm just going to call that. I don't know, but if it happens, I'm gonna do my "I told you so" dance. But yeah, amazing
is
art.
the point? Are they trying to expand the story or keep the story focused? Because if you add another dojo and things start to spread out more and more, I feel like there are multiple spin-offs in the works. Then, like, we're gonna go and follow these people over here, we're gonna follow these people over there because you've been introduced to all of them on the main show.
Right.
I mean, it's possible. I'd watch
I'm
Tori
not
show.
opposed to
We
this
did that,
idea.
Yeah, give me a Tori show. I will be. I don't care. I will watch.
All right. So get Guru's thoughts on Tori this season.
Well, I've always been a fan of Tori. Y'all kind of hyping her in the looks department. I mean, she says she's 23. Something she be looking 35. I'd be like, goddamn, Tori, like,
Oh shit.
like she be looking old in the face. Body is where it's supposed to be, but that face sometimes I'd be like, all right, Tori. But I've always liked her. I liked her. How can I say? This show was amazing for one. I love, right? I love her as this dominant, like, force, right? That whole my life's fucked up and I'm fucking you up because of it, and I don't give a shit. And I love that about her. You know, it kind of there was so much Cobra Kai in that. You know, that brute aggression and taking my frustration out on the world whole shit. I like that Tori. Somehow, I also do like sympathetic Tori as well. I like her coming to the realization that, you know, I can live a better life, and I do have to start making some choices if I want to have a great adulthood and going into adulthood and things of that nature. What I don't like, though, honestly, is that they used Mama LaRusso as the catalyst, because for me, that chemistry never really worked. For some people, it did, but I just don't like the whole Mama LaRusso. I'm gonna take her under my wing. I'm gonna watch out for her. I'm gonna get you some counseling. I'm gonna bring a bag of groceries to your house. And it never felt like there was a moment where Mama LaRusso was like, oh, I kind of understand her because I was that girl at one point. And then Daniel's like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, what? You been to jail? What? And she's like, yeah, it's nothing you really bring up. Yeah, bitch, because it never happened. Like, bitch, I've been married to you for 30 some odd years. Like, you never mentioned you was in the streets or you had a rough upbringing and shit. So they kind of placed it on the Mama LaRusso character, and they didn't really build her up enough to be the one who can help bring that catalyst to Tori. So that's the part I like least actually in the whole season was the Mama LaRusso Tori relationship, because even though it kind of works on paper, it just wasn't substantive enough for me to really kind of fall for it completely. But other than that, Tori herself, I love her, and I love the fact that she won the tournament, because the show is called Cobra Kai. That means Cobra Kai needs to win things, big things. And I'm glad that she won, and I'm glad that she won the fashion she did. So she's definitely one of my favorite characters.
Okay. I'm gonna get into the big three here. Miguel, because a lot of people said Miguel took a back seat. Well, I compare it to kind of how like Robby took a back seat so we can focus on other characters. I don't really got an issue with that. But Rashad, how you feel about Miguel this season?
Man, I wanted to give Miguel a hug, man. I wanted to give Miguel a hug and just tell him, man, son, it's gonna be all right, man. Damn, yeah. But besides Tori, Miguel, like he had it kind of hard this season, but at the same time, he was kind of an asshole too, though. So even though a part of me wanted to hug Miguel because I know the hurt he was feeling about, not having a dad, but at the same time, Johnny was like really reaching out to him. Like he went through the trouble of making fucking manwich. His fucking sloppy Joe special.
Extra manly.
Extra manly. You know what I'm saying? Like Johnny like repeatedly kept saying, hey, let's go hang out, let's go this, let's go do that. And he's like, well, me and Mr. LaRusso are supposed to be doing this, or I'm going with Mr. LaRusso to do that. And I'm like, nigga, he's trying. So now when Johnny finally has that moment when he's drunk and, he tells him that, I love you, he says, I love you too, Robby, his heart was broken. Yeah, I felt bad for him, but dude, Johnny was trying to be a father to you, but you're going to Mr. LaRusso, So yeah, Miguel this season, I really wasn't a fan of his that much, and I knew from the jump he wasn't going to win the All Valley or even go to the finals. You know what I'm saying? I didn't expect him to fuck his back up, but he just didn't have that killer instinct that he had in the first 2 seasons. You know what I'm saying? He kind of got soft a little bit, to be honest with you. But I get it. He's got a lot on his plate,
he got a
and now he's
soft
going to
back.
see his daddy. You know? Yeah, but he kind of got soft this season a little bit.
Oh, for sure.
Okay. PB.
Oh, fucking Miguel. This guy. Super huge disappointment. I thought for sure he was walking out of that door with 5 seconds left on the countdown. And then it went to 0, and I was like, what the fuck just happened? I was like, is this what we're doing now? We're turning the guy who was the, let's say, biggest badass on the show. I mean, he is the champ, and you just turn him into a pussy.
Yeah.
And then Johnny thinks that it's his fault? Come on, what the fuck, man? No.
I think it goes back to that conversation they had. I think it was like episode 7 or 8 where, Johnny's talking about like, I never really knew my dad and I gotta pass all this shit down to like Robby. That's why I kind of left and just didn't do shit. And because he didn't really know who his father is.
I like how I said Tori's got the most sympathy. I got like 0 sympathy for Miguel.
Damn.
0 sympathy. And I wish that Cobra Kai would have been released weekly so that it would have been a cliffhanger when he, pulled a muscle.
Absolutely not. But
that was so terrible. Did you see the tweet that I fucking sent when I was doing episode 9? I was like, oh, did Justin just get his wish and we'll get wheelchair Miguel back? Oh, wait, they already revealed that we are not going to get that because the next episode started and it shows you right at the beginning that he's fine and could still fucking fight if he wanted to. I was like, way to kill. Like, I had so much emotion for the music to play at the end of that episode and then out the window immediately.
Okay. Zod?
I am split.
I have one more. Sorry, I have one more thing to say.
Go ahead.
I almost forgot. If everything continues on the way that it is right now, and I'm not saying that it's going to, but keeping everything even, Miguel is the bridge between Johnny and Daniel because of his connection to Sam. So he's an unbelievably important character in the show still, but super disappointment when it comes to the karate side.
Okay. Zod?
I am split with Miguel since the beginning and inception of the show. There's moments where I like him, and there's moments as a villain I want to smack the shit out of him. But I would have to say this season, I can't believe I'm doing this because normally I'd be on board with most of my co-hosts' stuff, but I disagree. I felt
You're full
that
of bad
him
takes
not.
this time. It's fine.
Yeah, go fuck yourself. I feel like I feel like him not going back out was more shocking to me and more realistic because I've been in martial arts tournament. I've separated my shoulder and I still fought, but I mean, I get why he did it, and for that
So
scene,
you agree with me that he's a pussy? Thank you. So I was right, number one.
No,
Continue.
I don't. Well, I 1,000% disagree.
You
I
just
disagree
said
with
that you
everything
could fucking fight. You could still fight with a dislocated fucking shoulder. This guy pulls a muscle. He's like, I think I'm done, guys. I'm just gonna go.
Dude, he ended up in a wheelchair.
He did not end up in a wheel. He pulled a fucking muscle. He pulled a muscle.
No, he ended up in a wheelchair because of that injury. If he would have kept going, there's no telling if he tried something like that again.
He could have pulled the other muscle.
Injured.
Oh.
I mean, back injuries just don't fucking heal. Are you kidding me? Back injuries don't just fucking heal. That is the most unknown region for doctors to explore for a fucking reason because any little thing.
Back surgery. You ain't got to preach to me about back surgery.
So that he could go from a fucking pulled muscle to not being able to walk. I don't fault him for that. And then he had the shit going on. And
he
look,
fell on the mat like a pussy. Sensei.
Because he thought he re-broke his back. All right, come on, guy. I can't be the only one who feels that.
I felt that. See, when he yelled out "Sensei," I did feel for the guy. Yeah.
No, I mean, you're
shit
right. I agree with you on that. I did have a heartwarming feeling a little bit when he yelled sensei. I was like, all right, he didn't like call for his mom. He called for his fucking sensei, awesome ass fucking guy. You go
He
over there,
called for
you tell him to rub some fucking dirt on it and win this goddamn fucking tournament. Eagle Fang.
He's still a better champion to Daniel, because remember in part 3 where he's crying to Miyagi, he's
Mr.
like, I'm
Miyagi. Yeah, Mr.
afraid,
Miyagi,
I'm afraid.
Everybody is a better champion than Daniel. Everybody on this,
Yeah.
everybody on this fucking screen who is a champion is a better champion than Daniel.
Right.
And
So
I do like the fact that it gave way to let my favorite character get his moment, which he should have got in the last fucking tournament, but was fucking robbed. But anyways, I just felt it because look, I have a father, but he's a piece of shit. Hopefully you hear this, Dad. And so I get the whole your father not being there for you and coming in and telling you how the fuck to be a parent because they think that they know everything. Okay, I'm sorry, that's my own personal issues. But anyways, I get where he's coming from, and I get that like crippling like life stuff that can really change the course of what you're gonna do or how much you commit to something. And he just found out all of this shit too. So it's not like, oh, this wasn't new news. I mean, he just started getting hammered with all of these big reveals that his father's actually out there, that he can track him down. Like, he never knew all of this shit. And then it's like, you know, a karate tournament versus me wanting to get back to my roots. I understand it. I actually did really feel for him. And I thought him and Johnny connecting was fucking amazing. Personally, if I was Miguel, I'd say fuck his bio dad and just let Johnny be a father, because he'd be fucking way more cool.
all right. Guru. Guru, you still there? He's muted. Oh. Okay.
Oh, man.
He's ain't there. His phone probably died, or probably
He didn't pull a Rick Ross on us, did he?
But,
He said fuck Miguel.
all right, so we're gonna skip over to Hawk. Starting with Rashad. How you feel about Hawk?
What?
Hawk,
Herb,
man.
did you say what you thought about Miguel?
That was awesome.
Okay, fair enough.
Expert.
Yeah, Hawk.
I got a whole 25-minute review, so like y'all can go check that out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I watched that. That was a good review. Hawk was a big surprise, man. He was a big surprise. Like, I mean, I knew that they were gonna get him. I just didn't know how. Like, ever since Tori told him, you know, you better watch your back. I said season 4, Hawk is gonna be either a casualty or they're gonna do something to really like out like on the level of Miguel, maybe. I don't know. I knew they were gonna get to him eventually. So when they shaved his mohawk off, I said, well, that's not so bad. But then it was, because psychologically it fucked him up, and that sparked one of the best arcs in this season, where, you know, that mohawk that used to be his strength, now, you know, he's focusing now on being Eli and not the fucking, you know, alter ego that he created for himself. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I dug his arc, I dug his character, and big surprise, I didn't expect to see him in the finals, and I didn't expect him to beat Robby, because Robby has always had Hawk's number ever since season 1. You know, like Hawk could be competitive with him, but at the end, Robby's just a higher tier fighter than he is. You know what I'm saying? Hawk's always been like mid tier, and Robby's like, you know, him and Miguel like always top tier. So the fact that he was able to beat Robby in overtime, like, I was cheering. Like, I feel like I was watching a real fucking tournament fight. So yeah,
fight was awesome.
Yeah, big ups to Hawk, man. He was one of my favorites this season.
Okay. PB.
See, he had a character drop off similar to Miguel in the way that they were trying to show his perspective. Whereas he says outright, I lost my confidence. Well, losing your confidence is going to get you laid by that fucking chick. So apparently that worked out.
Yeah, I was thinking that.
I mean, sometimes, not every time, sometimes things happen for a reason. And that couldn't have worked out better for him. So I'm happy for the son of a bitch that he got his mohawk shaved off. It's not like they covered up the tattoo on his back.
Yeah, he's still Hawk.
He's still Hawk. Yeah.
Yeah. Zod.
Hawk is my boy. I've loved him. Even if
I
you
thought you were
watch
a
me and
Miguel guy.
Duncan's. No. I've always been Team Hawk. Like I said, I'm split
now
about
you're
Miguel
Team
because
Hawk?
he's a good guy. I've always been Team Hawk. I honestly wanted him to beat Miguel, but then I was split because that was when Miguel was in beast mode. So it was a really tough for me. But this season, I fucking hate Robby since the beginning. So him going up against Robby, I was like realistically, I know Robby's on another level. But the underdog shit, I love that. I mean, who doesn't like to root for the underdog? And he's definitely the underdog in that fight. And when he finally clicks it and puts both styles together, like fucking bitch face does, Samantha, there we go. I'm sorry, I fucking hate her, but I think that her or the way he incorporated it was a lot better than Samantha's match. I liked his match a lot better because of how he just fucking started switching over, and Robby was kind of lost, even though he's supposed to know. But like they said, Robby only studied a little bit. He knew enough to give away the secrets, but he wasn't proficient in it. And Hawk knew more Cobra Kai. So when they switched up styles and you saw that he couldn't beat him, that was it just felt really fucking good because I was like, yeah, that's right. Robby joined Cobra Kai later. So when you really think about the fight, that's all he had to do. He was at a disadvantage because Hawk is actually the senior in Cobra Kai. And I thought that was a great callback. I thought it was beautiful. Like Rashad, I'm not gonna lie, I fucking jumped up in the air and my girl comes out and said, like, shut the fuck up, because it was like 4 a.m. And I was like, yeah, that's my boy. I was so hyped. It was the best fight. It was the best arc, and I really like the commentary on believing in yourself and not the fans. Like, you can build yourself up. We're all personalities. I'm sure we can all relate, right? You have your YouTube image, but at the end of the day, what makes you good is if you put a little bit of you in it. And I think that's the balance he needed. And it was a great arc, great story. Fucking thumbs up to the writers.
Okay. Guru.
Yeah, my shit, I had to pop out for a second. Quick thoughts on Miguel. Fuck Miguel.
Damn.
Nah, Miguel was cool. It's just he he had to take a step back so some of these other better stories could thrive. So I understand him. He's all right with me though. But as far as Hawk, actually, I think Hawk facilitated my favorite moment of the season. But the fight between him and Robby is my favorite moment, and my favorite scene. And you know, when he was getting his ass kicked in the early rounds, like you were saying, Zod, and then he goes, and then they tell him, like, Daniel tells him, you know more Cobra Kai than him. That dawned on me too. I'm like, yeah, that's right. Like, he knows he's been in Cobra Kai longer than him, so he should be able to fight Cobra Kai style better than Robby can. So you have this very, very kind of yin and yang dichotomy of Robby sort of representing the light side of Cobra Kai. Excuse me, the how can you say, the light side of Cobra Kai, and then you have Hawk, who represents a bit of the dark side of Miyagi-Do. So you have both fighters kind of trained in each other's style proficiently, but they also are rooted in the other style, right? So it's just it's like this incredible like mesh of great writing, great character development, and this incredible mesh between Cobra Kai and Miyagi-Do, and it's all facilitated through Hawk. So at the end, he takes his shirt off. You hear the fucking Hawk screaming in the soundtrack and shit. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I'm like, so he's like, in my Eli and my Hawk, I'm really both. It's all me. Like, this is who I am. I am both Eli and Hawk simultaneously. And, so I really enjoy Hawk winning. Throughout the season, like you say, he wasn't featured as much. He didn't give it as much like lines or moments because they were focusing on some other things. But to have that moment at the end, I think it, like, if you watch this whole series, if somebody, who hasn't watched it and watch it from season 1 to season 4, they're going to enjoy the entire Hawk journey. Like, they're going to come away from, seeing his entire journey and be like, yeah, I really like that kid.
Well, I feel like he was the linchpin for the what catalyst to bring the two, what do I want to say, dojos together, because it was his idea to expand into that area and clean it up and build whatever that fucking fighting ring is.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, the little
Yeah.
sparring
that's
deck.
right. I
Yeah,
forgot
That's
about
true.
that.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, you sure right about that.
All right, so we got the last one out of the kids. Robbie, talks amongst yourselves real quick. I'll be right back. Starting with Rashad.
Okay, yeah, Robbie. Robbie was a big surprise this season because from the beginning, I never liked the kid. I always thought that, like Sam, every bad thing that happened was because of Robbie. Every time Johnny and Daniel are getting ready to be BFFs, they're getting ready to get on their Apollo Creed, Rocky Balboa shit. Robbie would fuck it up. So I've always hated the kid, but this season, I think he's actually the one that matured the most to me. As far as all the kids, I think Robbie matured the most. His fighting went up like a level above everybody else's until he fought Hawk at the end. But yeah, just everything about him is just more badass this time around. He reminds me of his fucking Street Fighter character. Like even his whole fighting stance, it's almost like Ken and Ryu. You know what I'm saying? Like, like the way he bounces on his toes, right? Yeah, he's got that Ken and Ryu thing going on, man. So yeah, I dug Robbie this season, and you know, and I felt, you know, that was like a heartfelt moment where he had that moment with Johnny where he says, you know, I try to take this kid Kenny under my wing, and like when I looked at him, it was like looking into a mirror, and I messed everything, you know. So for once, he can relate to his dad because Johnny's a fuck up, and Robbie always looked down on him because he was a fuck up. But now it's like, damn, I'm doing the same shit that my father did. So now I understand. And so when Johnny was like, you know, well, blame me, and he's like, I'm tired of blaming you, Dad, and gave him that hug, I felt that shit. I was like, okay. I said, Robbie's okay with me now.
I'm back.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, Robbie's okay with me now.
Okay. PB.
Perp, I think you'll like this. He's going to end up being like the what is it, Charlie Conway of this group. He's going to be the first one to coach.
Interesting.
Like he's going to be the first one that is an actual sensei to other people
Robbie, right?
that are on the show. Yes.
Yeah. I mean, he took Kenny, who has zero experience, and Kenny made it to the quarterfinals as an 8th grader.
Yeah.
Now,
I
have a question. Did Robby win the skills competition for Cobra Kai because he can yell the best? It was completely ridiculous to me. I was like, why in the fuck is he yelling so goddamn loud when he's just standing there punching the air?
So it's Cobra Kai's like an anime. You know, they have a lot of anime moments. Like you'll have them talking to themselves, and they'll get a power boost. And
whereas I was wondering in the skills scene, which could have been a little longer, I thought it was interesting. I was wondering if they were going to show people. Oh, good point. They gotta have that carry time. Yeah. I was wondering if they were going to show people messing up, but they did. I was fucking dying.
Especially penis breath.
Oh my god! Right into the judges. I was like, that's a 0.
Yeah. So, Zod.
Well, as you know, I don't like any of the good guys.
He's a good guy. He's in Cobra Kai.
Well, no, in the beginning he wasn't.
He is. Wait, you're telling me that good guys can't become bad guys?
No, I'm getting to my point. Pop culture, stop fucking interrupting. No, I don't like the good guys, and I kind of didn't buy into his transition initially.
Oh,
I think
so you're anti-trans.
No, I'm transitioning properly, but no, I didn't really buy much into his transition so abruptly that was established in like the last seasons or so. I thought like some of it was kind of quick, and I think that this season for me did a lot better fleshing out his reasons for exactly why he's doing what he's doing. I think the biggest thing to help me be won over by Robbie was that whole moment with Johnny once again, which you guys highlighted. I thought that was that was a big moment for me. Just seeing the way he broke down and seeing Johnny Lawrence kind of holding back tears. That was a fucking great acted scene, and kudos to both of them, because for a while I thought Robbie's acting was very hollow and wooden, and I didn't really get much depth from it. But this season, man, he really fucking jumps into it. And he makes a lot of mistakes, and I thought it added a lot to his character. So definitely some big MVP moments. I loved it.
I missed that point. Yeah, he's going to be the first coach, and he's going to be the first father on the show.
I can see that. I can see that. All right, Guru, see here?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay.
Yeah. So y'all made a lot of good points about Robby. You know, I kind of agree with everything that was said. The only thing I'll add again is I'll go back to that fight, and I do like how he represented kind of, you know, I like how that Miyagi-Do kept coming out of him. Like, even though he was Cobra Kai, he was pissed and he had joined with Kreese and Silver. It was like, I'm still trained basically in Miyagi-Do. That's where my heart is. And training little Kenny and bringing him up, he was training him basically in Miyagi-Do. He wasn't really training him Cobra Kai. And even towards the end when he was like, you know, that's not how I trained you. And then Kenny looked at him and was like, but it's Cobra Kai. So it kind of dawns on Robby like, yeah, you're not training Cobra Kai, Robby. You're running around here training Miyagi-Do. Like, what the fuck? So, you know, I like that moment for him. I like that kind of that introspection, right? The fact that even though he's Cobra Kai and he has these aggressive feelings and stuff, I think his spirit or his chi, if you want to go that type of route with the shit, is rooted in the Miyagi-Do style. And that comes out in his fight versus Hawk at the end. So, you know, I love all of that. The little Robby and Tori moments, I liked them, you know, this season. I'm not going to lie, like at the prom, and they were looking like, are they still looking at us? And he was like, man, it don't even matter. And they just started kind of dancing and having fun, like, man, fuck them. And they was still looking like Miguel, and just they was peeking and staring them down and shit. So he had a lot of cool moments to me. I enjoyed him more this season than in previous seasons, even though I've always liked him. But I think he took his acting up a notch. The character went up a notch. There was more depth with him. So I really enjoyed Robby this season.
Okay, good.
Can I also interject just to add on to Black Guru's point? Yeah, does anybody feel like the Tori Robby relationship is the most believable?
Yes.
Yeah, they both look like
out of
adults.
those, like that's the better relationship. Fuck the Samantha.
Yeah, and
Miguel.
Yeah, nah, fans
I
definitely
like
got more
the-
chemistry. Yeah.
I like the parallels between him and Kenny because like they both kind of have similar upbringings. Where, yeah, Kenny's parents got really good jobs, but they're not really in the household, and the brother's not there, so he's got a lot of pressure just being the man in the house. It's similar to how we started off with Robby and stuff, and you know I kind of like those parallels. But moving on to the adults, you know, the big
Yes.
four, and then we're gonna wrap this up.
The big four.
Yes.
Daniel,
The
Johnny, Kreese,
big
and Silver.
four.
Oh, the senseis. The
Yes.
senseis.
So starting,
the only
well,
parts of the show that matter.
I want to get y'all thoughts on both Johnny and Daniel this season, starting with Rashad.
Well. Look who we have here, our little friend Danielle. Well, hello, Danielle. Daniel this season was working my nerves just because Daniel was like, he's a know-it-all. Like Johnny says, okay, you're never wrong about anything. Your way is always right. And, you know, now that Eagle Fang and Miyagi-Do have teamed up, you know, to take on Cobra Kai, but when the chips are down, it's like, okay, well, from this point on, we're just going to train Miyagi-Do as if Eagle Fang ain't shit. And I guess I kind of get Daniel's stance on that because, okay, Miyagi-Do has been around for hundreds of years where you just started this shit like last week, but still, Johnny incorporates a lot of Cobra Kai in Eagle Fang. Like, Eagle Fang is Cobra Kai just without the no mercy shit. You know what I'm saying? And it's a very effective style because it took Daniel through hell for 2 fucking movies. You know, so the fact that he didn't respect Johnny, and I like how Johnny said, okay, well, fuck it. I guess we got to fight then. We got to settle this tournament style fighting, you know. And I don't know. I just feel like Daniel just always felt like Miyagi-Do was like the way and the answer to everything. And then the tournament proved that it's not. Because even though technically Hawk did win as Miyagi-Do, but he used Eagle Fang to win that fucking fight. So Miyagi-Do didn't do shit. You know what I'm saying? I think Daniel sees that now. Yeah, it kind of, unless Mr. Miyagi's teaching it, but now, you know, we got Chosen coming in. So, of course, Chosen, I guess, is going to really balance out, you know, the Miyagi-Do style and make it more aggressive. But yeah, man, Daniel this season. I didn't care for Daniel this season, or Danielle, I should say. Yeah, I'm still Team Johnny. You know, even though Johnny has his flaws, he's a fuck up. But the thing I love about Johnny is his innocence. You know, his ignorance. You know what I'm saying? Like the whole trying to recruit the one girl to be on Cobra Kai, and she was like, "What do you think about gender fluid?" He's like, "Yeah, fluids are good for you." You know, I just love his innocence. You know what I'm saying?
Oh shit!
Yeah, apologize.
You know what I'm saying? I fucks with Johnny, man. You know, because he has a pure heart, even though you know he just can't help but fuck up. So yeah, definitely, more Team Johnny this year than Dane, man. Fuck Daniel.
Okay. PB, what's your
So
thoughts on
I
Sensei?
echo almost everything that Rashad said. Like,
Okay.
Daniel was also annoying the shit out of me. I love the fact that they take the person who, from season 1, we're meant to believe is the most honorable person in the entire show, and he's like, "Yeah, I'm breaking my word because the other people suck." I was like, "What the fuck? That's not how the fuck honor works. The hell is wrong with you?" Like, you actually put it out. You have him say it out loud that, yeah, fuck honor. And I was like, oh, yeah, Mr. Miyagi would be proud.
Right.
Don't be there.
Whereas on the other side of the coin, I thoroughly loved every single scene that Johnny's in. He is still by far the star of the show.
Facts.
Good.
Facts.
Zod.
I'm gonna say, Danielson is so misunderstood, but he's got a good. I can't even continue. Fuck Daniel. I've been saying this since the first fucking Karate Kid that Daniel's the fucking villain, and everybody's been like, "What do you mean, Daniel?" No, Daniel started shit. If you track it back to the fucking 80s, Daniel started that whole shit. He started the whole fucking conflict. Fucking Johnny was minding his own fucking business with his hot ass girl and his fucking popularity, and this little prick comes and fucking smashes a boombox and wants to get all fucking manly in the fucking 80s where you got your ass whooped for doing dumb shit. And then he's like, oh, Johnny's so hot-headed. Well, you've been a bitch since the fucking, 82, 83, you fucking dick. I fucking hate Daniel. I think he drags down the whole fucking team up. And I was only excited because he was finally cutting loose the dead weight. Like, Daniel brought fucking nothing. And the fucking audacity, the nerve, to quote PB, for him to say fuck Otter, basically, and say that his way is the best because he has some flashbacks and he's so scared to
Oh, yeah,
kill
it's
you.
going to be even worse now. That's going to be even worse now because he's like, oh, I'm going to teach it my way. So now he's really going to be fucking ingrained that his way is the only way. What a dickhead.
Yeah, he's such a pompous, stuck-up prick, and you know what? That carries right over to his fucking hell beast of a daughter, Samantha, and his fucking little son.
She's great, though.
They're all
She's great.
fucking terrible people, except for his wife. I like Miss LaRusso, but the rest of them could go fuck themselves. Johnny's still
I gotta go back to just fucking selling kung fu cars.
Yeah. Johnny's the star. He's the man, and he fucking carries that team up, hands down, on his fucking back. He must have serious back pain after the season.
Okay, well, Zach, can I ask you this though? Okay, the one moment where I think Daniel did have me like, okay, finally some balls was when he finally confronted his son when he put Anthony on punishment and he caught him on the iPad and he snapped that shit. He was like, wow. He said, listen here, if you get your shit together or you're in for one hell of a ride, you understand me?
That was the best scene for him.
Rashad, I'll give it to you. That scene, every time I've watched it, all 3 times, have caught me by surprise because it's like I see there's balls there, but they're only on display for like a little bit. It's like, okay, takes the balls off, gives them back to his wife, who's got the bigger balls in the family.
Yeah,
so,
but as you can see, that was Johnny. That was Johnny's influence. Because if it was up to Daniel, he'd still be just a little bitch ass dad. But that was Eagle Fang, with the quiet. I said Johnny rubbed off on you a little bit. So Eagle Fang does work.
I did. That was one of my favorite scenes with Daniel was him because that brought me back to like me being a little badass kid and Mama Zan coming in and be like, I will smack the shit out of you. And you're like, oh shit, what fuck?
Shit, they ain't play
Like, whoa. He's underselling it. She did not walk into the room and say, I will smack the shit out of you. She walked in the room and smacked the shit out of him.
Yeah, basically. And then, I'm like, oh, damn, Mom, I ain't even fuck up yet. Like,
Okay. Get Guru's thoughts.
Yeah, I don't know. Y'all gonna have to make me defend Daniel a little bit. He
Oh,
ain't finna
God
just be
damn.
kicking his ass. Nah, hell no.
oh,
Nah, hell no. Daniel
Okay.
is the karate kid. Let's get some shit straight right now.
Yeah.
Daniel is the motherfucking karate kid, okay? So I like that his mom was in this season too. We got your little cameo with her. I did enjoy that moment. But I agree with y'all fundamentally though. I think Daniel this season he started to get too dogmatic as far as the teachings of Miyagi-Do, thinking it's better than everything. And the crazy thing about that is Miyagi himself told him, you need to find your own way. Like Miyagi-Do is cool and shit, but then you need to be able to do your own thing too. So, he didn't learn all of the lessons from Miyagi. So, I'll say that. But what I really enjoyed about Daniel and Johnny as well is how you got these two characters all season. They kind of they've always been rivals their entire lives, and now they have to work together. Well, the problem with that is sometimes you can have them work together and then both characters could lose their edge, right? But they were able to kind of keep their rivalry alive as they still work together. They never really truly resolved their fundamental issues with each other, but they still rubbed off on each other just a bit, just enough to tell interesting stories with the kid characters, and then stories with themselves, like the fight at the hockey ring and stuff like that. So, Johnny was great. The only thing I don't like about Johnny this season, and he's always great, I agree, he's the star of this fucking show. He's the reason why this show is so fucking good, because he's been like that since the jump. Like, he's really carrying this fucking show. And the only little smidget, and I don't even know if it's his fault, but this whole idea of Miguel going to fucking Mexico to find his dad, he's like, I'm going after him. Honestly, come on, man. I don't understand. Like,
I'm gonna make him safe.
Yeah, it's like a telenueva at this point. It's like a fucking it's like some fucking drama. You know what I mean? Like, come on, what the fuck this got to do with the Valley and the karate? And come on, bro. Like, this is some way other shit. So depending on who his father is, of course, but it's like, come on, I don't know if I want to watch the search for Miguel's father and Johnny's quest to get him.
So Miguel's father has to be. Are there any random Mexican guys in the Karate Kid movies?
He might not be Mexican.
Yeah, but then it's like,
so who are we missing?
Yeah, but
Mike Barnes.
Yeah, if his dad is somebody we know, it's like, then we got to look at the mom a little differently too. Like, okay, you were like a lot closer to this shit. You stayed across the fucking way from the fucking 2-time champ from Cobra Kai, and you had a baby by another karate fucking guy, and you never mentioned this shit. Like, you act like none of this ties together. Your son is a fucking karate champion. It's like you never like, oh, his dad was fucking in Karate Kid 3. I didn't mention that. Like, come on. So
it's just a prediction. I don't think it will be, because like a lot of people say like maybe Tori's dad is Mike Barnes. It would make sense because like where she meets her aunt, and she's like, oh, you got your temper from your father and stuff like that. Mike Barnes was.
I'm more tending to go that route. I will be more excited to see that than I'll see who Miguel's father. And truth be told, I don't give a fuck who Miguel's father is. Like, that doesn't really do anything for me. It's just some soul searching shit. Yeah. Okay. So, but other than that little smidget of the Johnny story, like you said, Johnny's great. I will defend the Karate Kid. Y'all not just gonna shit on the LaRussos like this. Need to put some more respect on the LaRusso's name. But other than that,
I did. I call them Kung Fu Cars.
Come on, man.
But sticking with you, Guru. We're gonna switch things up. With it's gonna be the last one, and we're gonna start wrapping things up.
Yes.
Kreese and Silver. What is your thoughts?
The Kreese and Silver stuff actually was one of the surprises for me, positively, because I really didn't know what they was gonna do with all of this. I'm like, okay, Kreese has been a villain enough to really hold down everything. I don't know if we need another villain and all this sort of shit. But I think the Silver arc was pretty dope. One of the things I loved about Terry Silver was his hair and what his hair represented. Like when it's down, he's kind of this classy, this kind of high society sort of guy. But then when he pulls it back, it's the crazy motherfucker again. And it's this kind of split personality sort of thing that he just displays and is representative in his hair. So the whole rift between the two, the fact that he knew his weakness, and I loved all of that shit. I loved the turn at the end. I heard you talking about it earlier, but I love that turn at the end where he was like, I figured out your weakness. Your weakness is Johnny, and you're my weakness. So I'm about to get you the fuck up out of here. Stop bringing up that Vietnam shit all the goddamn time too. So I enjoyed that. Now, do I want to have sympathy for Kreese? Do I want to be seeing him make a comeback and get back at Terry? Honestly, no, I don't. I really don't. But I understand what they did with these two characters this season, and I absolutely loved it.
Okay. So make it quick.
Yeah, this is what actually brought the series down a point for me in my review.
Lies, propaganda.
I thought that the switch was way too quick. I did not like the way the flip happened, but at the same time, I think Terry Silver and the fucking guy who plays him, I wish I knew his name, did a fucking brilliant job. I don't think he overacted like he did in the originals. It was very understated, a very great performance acting wise. And of course, I'm always going to defend my boy Kreese. Like Black Guru, I disagree with you. Kreese is a sympathetic character. Like the shit that he's been through, and like I was in the military and I've had to do some things myself, and there was a couple of scenes where like I almost broke down into tears, just like almost getting flashbacks myself, because it's like I get it. Like I understand why he's broken, and I think it would make sense him kind of making a comeback and realizing he doesn't have to be an asshole, because they've kind of been setting that up this season, like seeing his softer side. So I think that I would be down to see him go head to head with Silver, because I feel like Silver got his shit together better, but he's still unhinged, and Kreese is finally doing the healthy thing. He's been working it out through these seasons, and I think the kids are helping him reach that kind of humanity that we all think is not in there, but it's there. Like the way he's protective with Tori, the way like he starts to see some things, the way like Silver wants them to cheat at the ending, and he's like, no, just do it the way you want to. I thought that it laid really good groundwork. So yeah, they were a great team.
I agree with that in like on the surface, right? But then we have to understand somebody's got to be a bad guy though. And Kreese has been the like epitome of Karate Kid, Cobra Kai bad since day one. Fucking up kids at the end of battles, that's his idea. That's his shit. So to be like, okay, we're going to give him a redemption arc now. Amazing. Yeah, but it's like to give the ultimate bad guy in the series, right? Not somebody who's kind of a tweener like Johnny, but somebody who is the victimizer. He's the one who does all of this stuff. And then to try to make him sympathetic and give him a redemption arc and make him a lovable uncle or some shit, the cool grandpa and shit. It's like I like him. I understand him. I agree with you. I understand why he's broken, but somebody's got to be fucking bad in a series like this. Well, I would like it to continue to be him.
I think that it can continue to be him because, yeah, he was thrown a curveball. They came, they picked him up, they took him away. Hee hee ha ha ho ho. He's not going to the funny farm. He's going to figure out a way to get back Cobra Kai after, it's expanded a little bit, so it's going to be bigger than when he left it. But he's going to make his way to Stingray, and they'll have a conversation, and it'll get turned on Terry, and eventually, the truth will come out, and he can continue to be the big bad guy.
I don't see.
He's going to ruin Terry. He's going to ruin Terry's life. Terry's not going to have anything left.
If he was the big bad guy, if he was the big bad guy, he wouldn't have the bond. Whether it's sick or not, there's still love there for Johnny. And that
Okay,
shows like
Johnny-
he's not just
Johnny is not
He's
his
not just
only
a villain.
weakness. He's the only character that I can think of on the show that definitely has more than one weakness. If he thinks that his weakness is Johnny, I guess he didn't see what happened at the end of the tournament when it seemed quite obvious to me his weakness is Tori. Like, who
Mhm.
did he go and beat up for Johnny? An
Mhm.
old Chinese man? He did that for himself. When he went and beat up the landlord, he did that for Tori.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Like, just painting him as the overall arching enemy, I don't think that's ever been the case. I think the reason
Oh,
why
it's totally
Johnny,
We can't be revisionists like that, though. I mean,
no, if you look
he
back to
is
the
the bad
original,
guy. Oh fuck.
if you look at the originals, I believe that there's always been that dichotomy between Johnny Lawrence and Kreese that shows one person who goes too far, one who kind of just tiptoes on that edge. But that doesn't mean he's like not irredeemable or that he's the overall bad guy. I mean, he's real. He's what people, that's what happens when you go to war and you get fucked up and you have these fucked up dreams and stuff and you take that anger out. But there are points where you realize what you're doing, but you just can't help yourself. And I think if he like got help and things like that and really worked through the issues, he'd just be pretty much probably on the level of Johnny. He'd be like that even keel of dick,
No,
but not
he's
too
never
far
gonna
away.
be that funny. Like everything you need to know about those two characters, you can see in their stance. Kreese always has his
Yeah,
hands close to his
yeah.
chest, and frickin' Silver's always got it around the waist, like fucking hey, we're doing this.
Okay, so that's your thing, PB. That's your
Oh
your
yeah,
take,
that's
or
my
you want?
yep. That's my take.
Okay, Rashad, and then we're gonna wrap this up.
All right. Yeah, Kreese, this needed to happen to him this season because I think his arrogance got the best of him, even as far as the way he dealt with Terry. Like, he just always held that Vietnam shit over his head and, you know what I'm saying, try to, like, I guess, you know, man up on him, especially when Terry said that he had a weakness. So, yeah, this needed to happen to Kreese. Where he goes from here, I don't know if they're still going to keep him like a bad guy per se because – you know, yeah, he discovers that Johnny is his weakness and also Tori. And then at the tournament, he kind of softened up a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Showing some sympathy, showing that he has a human side to him where Silver's just a fucking devil. You know what I'm saying? I think Terry Silver, his character is definitely not redeemable, whereas Kreese, I believe, is. And I think we are going to see a team up of him and Johnny eventually and Tori. You know what I'm saying? That might be the new Eagle Fang lineup, you know, Tori, Kreese, and Johnny. But yeah, I mean, but I don't know about y'all, but I saw that from the beginning. I saw that Kreese was gonna, Silver was gonna take Cobra Kai from Kreese. I saw that from the very beginning, even though Terry didn't want nothing to do with Kreese at first. But I knew eventually. I said once Kreese summoned that devil, yeah, he was gonna lose Cobra Kai. I knew it. I didn't know. I didn't know
Rashad,
how he was gonna do it, but
do you think that's weird though? Like Kreese, Johnny, and Tori team up as Eagle Fang. No, those
Yeah.
three are Cobra Kai. That's Cobra
true.
Kai. Like
Yeah,
the more we keep pulling, for me, the more we keep pulling people away from Cobra Kai and making them other shit, it's like, no, they are Cobra Kai. Like that's all the same thing. Like it just seems weird that we keep trying to redeem the Cobra Kai people and pull them out of that as if Cobra Kai itself is evil. Kreese said it himself at the end of the show. I am Cobra Kai.
right.
I am that shit. I made that motherfucking shit up. So all of it is me. The good, the bad, the ugly, whatever, the aggressive style, that's me.
Mm-hmm.
So
I don't know. I can never
statement.
see, but I can never see Johnny ever being Cobra Kai again after everything that transpired. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it will be dope. You know what I'm saying? Like I agree with you, but just for just how Johnny's character has grown throughout these seasons, I just can't see him going back to that. Especially now that Terry Silver's fucking diluted it with his fucking venom. You know what I mean? I just can't see that, man.
Well,
One
being,
question. One.
an instructor and anybody who's teach martial arts, I 100% agree with what Black Guru said. That shit is like right now, I'm gonna be going back to my school I used to teach at and teaching again. But for a while my school was shut down, I felt like there was like a part of me missing. And I get that, like, I totally agree. Like, Cobra Kai at the end of the day isn't good and isn't evil, just like any martial art. It's an idea and a concept. What people do with it is what defines what kind of tool it is. No martial art is inherently designed to kill you. It's what the person does with that martial art that makes it one way or the other. And I totally agree. For me, I've always seen Kreese as not just evil, good, bad, anything he's touched and any way the character has gone is a direct result of who he is because he built it. And that's the style he taught and he made up and conceived. So every disciple he has is, in a sense, an extension of him. And that's what it's supposed to be when you're an instructor. You pass on knowledge to other people. How they carry it is a direct representation of who you are as an instructor. And that's just my feeling. So.
So I'm sorry. Good.
No, I was just about to say, like, because they've been teasing this since season 3. That scroll that Daniel got from Chosen, and he tells Anthony, his son, this is a move that I hope nobody needs to use. Now, I'm thinking that maybe Anthony is going to use it against Kenny or something like that, where somebody going to steal it, some type of secret technique or something like that. It might end up getting somebody killed. You know
I was about to say, well, what could it be? Because I always thought that double kick that Robby did in the first tournament, that was like the highest level move in Miyagi-Do. So, like, well, what the hell could be over that? You know what I'm saying?
What's that fucking punch that what's her face is using?
The dim mock, the death touch that Van Damme and blood.
Something like that.
The dim mock, yeah. But okay, well, I just want to just say this real quick. Okay, so Cobra. Okay, so let's say Kreese and Johnny do team back up and do Cobra Kai again. You know, so are they still gonna do the strike first, strike hard, no mercy? Johnny ain't with that shit no more. So I don't know. Maybe him and Kreese won't be able to coexist like that because Kreese is old. He's stuck in his ways, and he's always gonna go by that strike first, strike hard, no mercy. Whereas Johnny, his philosophy is, well, sometimes you can show mercy, but you still can be badass though.
So you know I thought in the back room, I thought that the strike first either had been taken down or painted over the top or something like that. So it just said strike hard, no mercy. And I was like, interesting, because that's very similar, but it's hugely different to be that you don't have to be the one to strike first. But if somebody strike you, you fucking strike hard, no mercy. So I was wondering if that meant something. And now that you bring it up like that, I was like, if all you got to do is drop off strike first to change the entire mentality of Cobra Kai and still keep it essentially the same, I feel like it would work.
Yep. So that's pretty much all I got. So this was a fun discussion. If y'all haven't that are watching live haven't seen my review, check that out. I'll put that in the description. Got Attack on Titan coming back tomorrow. Can't wait. Got Yellow Jackets coming out later. I might do a review on the Mayor of Kingstown because that shit's fire.
It is.
Yeah, that shit is crazy.
I only saw episode 1 so far.
Yeah, that shit's crazy. But yeah, I got a bunch of stuff coming in the future. I'm just gonna let the panelists plug whatever they got coming next. Or Sean.
Man, I ain't got shit coming up, to be honest with you, man. I gotta get on some tequila and let the creative juices flow because I ain't got shit to talk about. I guess what Snowfall comes out next month. So
yeah, and Power book 4.
And book 4, yeah. So I guess for the rest of January, man, I'm just gonna be chilling and maybe drop a retro review every now and then, maybe another dinner in a movie joint. But other than that, yeah, I ain't got shit to talk about, man.
All right. PB.
I'm doing an episode of PB's Cheesing It Up live in about 24 hours. So I'll get her up on YouTube, and then you can go to my channel, click on it, and set a reminder. And I'll see you tomorrow night.
Okay, cool. Zod?
Yeah, I just posted a review for Untitled Horror Movie. Go check it out. I got a new intro. Took me a minute to make, but I thought it came out pretty good. And also, I saw that there's a fan of Dexter. So if you appreciate Dexter, I'm going to be doing the last half of the season review for probably one of the best comebacks since Cobra Kai, Dexter New Blood. Great stuff. I've been thoroughly happy with it, and I'm on the edge of my seat for this last fucking episode. If they stick the landing, I'll be a happy villain. So go check that out. I'll be doing that probably next week. And of course, I got my late night talks Friday at midnight, and I might do one tonight. I don't know. I got to check with a special panelist who's supposed to be on. So check all that stuff out. And thank you, Carrie Underwood is unnecessary for having me on.
Okay, Guru.
Yeah, I'm just gonna say, go ahead and follow me on YouTube. I got a video essay coming out soon about Kung Fu Panda character Tai Long, and title is Tai Long, a victim or a villain. So I'll be breaking that down soon. So that should be coming out in a not too distant future. If you're a fan of video essay breakdowns, if you're a fan of Kung Fu Panda, that's going to be an interesting one. So go ahead and follow me as we explore the character Tai Long.
Dope. Okay. So, yep, that's the stream. I appreciate everybody pulling up. Until next time. See you later.
Bye.
Peace.
Peace.